Hi, Debra.
Hello.
Thanks for jumping on to discuss a review, your personal review of Quantum Mantra as a member. You joined as a founding member, and I'd love to know what compelled you to sign up.
Well, the first place was you've been my coach, my group coach and private coach, and I feel like I've been making great strides. And then you came out with the program, the 12-week rewired mindset.
Mhm.
And I thought it was beyond fabulous. And it just, every time I think it can't get better, it always did. And so I loved that. And I was kind of going through a sketchy place with taking care of my mom and dad 3 states away. And it gave me my time for myself to refocus. And so it helped me hugely through that time period. And then when you came out with the quantum mantras, it's just like, oh my gosh, 5 minutes. Anybody can find 5 minutes. And I love them all so much that I probably listen to at least 20, 30 minutes every day just because it's fun. It is a quick reset. The music with the pictures and the words that are encouraging. I don't feel like it's a crutch for me, but it's a good refocus. If I go in the ditch, which I know the work and I know the structures, but sometimes things are like a roller coaster. And so I love using that as a tool to refocus.
You really hit on something because we're humans, and when we go through life, we do find ourselves in a ditch sometimes. And that goes for everyone. I've even been using the mantras. And to go back to what the 12-week course was about, that was a 15-minute meditation program with frequencies and super conscious work. It was transformational and shifting, and what I found, even though it was 12 weeks of shifting transformational work, why is it that people find it difficult to commit for 15 minutes a day?
Right.
And so I thought, wow, 5 minutes a day. Can they do 5 minutes a day? And the answer is, of course, they can. But what you're saying is, when it's just 5 minutes, you can add more and make it 20 minutes if you wanted to. You don't have to, but tell me
Right.
about that. Tell me about the difference. If why not just do 5 minutes? Why do you do more?
Because I love it and it really lifts my heart and soul. The phrases that you have on there, sometimes it's like, oh yeah, the way you put things together, your voice, and I repeat them afterwards because it's slow enough that I can. And then sometimes if I didn't quite catch what one phrase, then I watch it on my phone. And the colors are beautiful, the music is beautiful, and it's just very uplifting. And there's so much that can bring you down that is available, easily available. It's like, why would you not choose to feel happy or joyful or focused or calm? It really speaks to a lot of different areas in my life. And I was not expecting the dominant creator to come up as this next week. And that was like really good. When I was taking care of my mom and dad, I was like a 24-hour caregiver.
Mhm.
And sometimes that was my time before I got up and started taking care of my mom and dad. And if I'm here, if I have a busy day with different appointments and commitments or taking care of the grandchildren or going to their sports events, it's like, oh boy, I can always focus on that. When I take care of the grandchildren, the 3 grandchildren in town, I also have 2 big granddogs. And if they're not behaving and going with the program,
Mhm.
I put on that so that they can hear it and it seems to speak to them as well.
Wow, that is awesome to hear. Okay, so it sounds like you have a full life and you're really busy, yet you still carve out time for yourself in the morning. And then throughout the day, do you put on different ones throughout the day? Do you do them one after the other? So in just 5 minute chunks, you just listen to different ones at a time?
I have my favorites. I always listen to the gratitude. I am joy. I am self-love. I am unconditional love. I am abundant. And so that was a big one for me. I am self-love and self-trust. That was huge for me. And boundaries are huge for me. And so I was definitely on the people pleaser path, making everybody happy before they knew they were unhappy. And so when I first started with you, if someone said, "What would you like to do?" I literally did not know how to answer because I was still trying to make everybody happy.
Simple. Do you ever say the phrases like you said, we are already programmed to just speak the I am words and then have that come back to us without having to actually listen? Just say the phrase.
Yes, I do that, but I love the music and the frequency and stuff like that. And so usually I put on the whatever the mantra is and, say it in my head if I'm still kind of in that sleepy, kind of not ready to jump out of bed mode. Sometimes when I do my energy work and my stretches to kind of get my body ready for the day, I would put on one of my 5 minute mantras and just say it with it so that I kind of timed out my 5 minutes with some
Brilliant.
healthy little thing. Yeah.
Oh, so you do an exercise for 5 minutes during a mantra, and that's your time to switch. That's brilliant. I love hacks, so which is why the whole program to begin with, there's got to be a faster way. Brilliant.
And for the 12-week program, I love the health and vitality mantra and or meditation. And so I would put that on for part of my stretches and different things. And then I'd go to emotional health. And I had my favorites there too that, just really reinforced what I was trying to shift and change in my life. Because after 42 years of trying to make and when I was married and trying to make everybody happy, then it took a little bit of time to shift and realize that now it's my turn and I'm really enjoying it.
I love that. I love that. You absolutely deserve it. It's definitely your turn, and you are living to your fullest potential, it seems. And I congratulate you for taking it upon yourself to say, hey, it's my turn, and these are the tools I love that shift you. How are you different since using these tools?
If I slide in the ditch or on a roller coaster at some points in time, then I might have like sadness and tears come up and different things like that, but I'm aware of it. And then I'm like, something, it's okay to be sad, but then I'm like, I've got a tool to use in my toolbox that I can easily refocus and get back to where I want to be. I don't want to be in a pity party. I don't want to have the old story come back up and slap me in the face or upside the head. I don't want to be in that frequency. And so it makes for having a good tool to refocus and recharge. And it doesn't take me long before. And then I also I teach a yoga class. I can see my yoga people going in the ditch and just having a pity party and wanting to stay there. And so in our class, we refocus and on different things you can do to make yourself feel happier and healthier.
You can get yourself to a place you like to be in minutes.
Right.
And as you help others, you observe how they might not realize that they're almost addicted
Yeah.
to staying in the rut. And that's
Yes.
where a lot of people live from. That's kind of the familiar comfort zone for them to live in a rut without realizing that, hey, you don't have to be here and you can get out of here in minutes.
Right. And to also realize what power they really have. And a lot of them like to do that, which is fine. I give them some of our little exercises that we do about, sitting in your chair and drawing a circle around it and victim mode or genius mode and say, like, really, which one feels better? And so I like to give them things to put them in their power to maybe germinate for a while. And so I use a lot of your tools from that as well.
If you had to pick your favorite, I know I almost feel bad asking because I know it'll drive you crazy to have to pick a favorite. Do you have a favorite?
You're probably right. When you first started it, every time I was like, this is beyond fabulous. I don't even, this is my favorite one. And then the next one that came out, it was like, oh my gosh, this is beyond fabulous. This is my favorite one. And so every week it was a surprise. And I was just like, I don't think it can get any better. And you just
Oh,
kept copying every single one. And
awesome.
so,
Good to hear. Good to hear. So, from the beginning of the week to the end of the week, when you listen to each new one, do you feel different from when you start to the end of the week? Do you feel shifted overall?
yes, yes, because I think that the repetition, when I say it to myself, the first thing I do is whenever a new one comes out, I always listen to that every day of the whole week. And then there's always 5 more minutes for me. And I'm like, gosh, aren't these kind of almost the same? Well, no, they were not. It's just expanded. And the examples that you give of abundance in your breath, being centered and calm, that was a big one for my nervous system because
Mm.
sometimes the nervous system was like, it's really easy to go into fight, flight, or freeze. Like I said, every single one. And I have my favorites, but now I'm starting to have to pick and choose of my favorites. I'm just amazed that every week it's like I don't think it can get any better, but it does.
And we're not even half done. Can you believe that? So I'm excited
No, I
for all the
can't.
things that you're going to experience. One last question. I guess if someone is considering joining, but they're like, I don't know, what will it do for me? Or they're on the fence. What is the elevator pitch that you would tell them it will do for them?
Your frequencies and your combination of recode and the statements that you make. I said, don't don't cheat yourself out of this gift. It is a huge blessing and gift, and I just have the greatest amount of gratitude, respect, and love for you. And I have appreciated the group coaching, the private coaching, and now it's evolved into the 12-week rewire mindset, which was huge for me, and the quantum mantras. And I just can't say enough about how excellent you are professional, you have a heart, you have compassion for people, you have real life examples, and you just present yourself so well and give so many different examples that I'm like, why would you not take advantage of this? Hurry before she goes away or does something else.
Thank you so much, Deborah. Thanks for coming on this journey with me. We've had a lot of fun spending time in the superconscious field. So
Yep.
I appreciate you very much. I appreciate your trust and being on this journey.